All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get this call started. So first off, I want to go ahead and welcome you guys all here. My name is Tyler McKechnie. Wherever you're calling in from in the world, whether you're on Zoom, you're on Facebook Live, you're on YouTube, it's awesome to have you here. And especially if you're live, thank you for showing up. I know it's early on a Friday morning for some of you in the world. So again, thank you for showing up. If you can go ahead in the chat box, just tell us where you're calling in from in the world. I know there's a lot of people globally tuning into these calls. I know we're in 90 countries around the world and growing right now. And there's nothing more exciting than that, making a global impact. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get into GearBox and we're going to go into a review of last week's Forex market. We're going to go into an outlook of this coming week's Forex market. And then we're going to look at live trading accounts. We're going to share the settings that will be being used by myself this week. This is a huge week. A lot of people may look to take precautionary measures when trading. It is election week in the United States of America. And for any of you guys who understand the United States of America, things can get a little volatile when it comes to politics, which is why I'm excited about GearBox as a product, because I believe it's one of those products that truly can handle major volatility. In fact, GearBox's design is to capitalize where most expert advisors typically fail. And that is really its design. So a big week like this is a huge week to put that theory to work. Now, if we do go ahead and launch GearBox this week, I would say for all of you brand new who have never used this product and have no comfort with it, please use a demo account. It is election week. It is your first week on a new software. So if we do get this thing launched for you guys and you do get to choose it tonight as a software that you want to set up for Sunday market open, then again, please use a demo account and precautionary measures. But like I said, this is a great true test to put GearBox up to, with it being election week here. So I'm going to be trading live myself this week. But again, I've been using this product. I've designed this product and developed this product. And with that being said, I have extreme comfort in it. You all, you're brand new, but my goal is to make sure that everything you need to see this week makes sense. Now, I want to go ahead and get into a review of last week and kind of the market conditions. So actually last week, I went ahead and I started a brand new fresh $500 account actually on every single currency pair. And what I mean by every single currency pair is the majors and the minors, but I'm talking individually. Each account's running one pair. So this account we're looking at right here, this is a $500 account. And actually, hold on, before I show you guys this, I did forget one of the most important things. So we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at it here. Before I show you guys any results, any accounts, I need to go ahead and read you this risk disclosure. Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk, and it may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin and utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that could lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any software or alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain a significant loss. You should not invest or trade any capital that you cannot afford to lose. And again, it is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading, and seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you do have any doubts. Auvoria Prime LLC does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade taken on your accounts. But back into what I was saying, I went ahead last week and I set up a brand new $500 live account, each running one of the 24 majors and minors with what I call swing settings. Now, the reason I did this, if you're brand new on this call, this is truthfully for data collection. And so I can provide you the best feedback every single week in how every single currency pair performed with GearBox on what I would consider it to be the earliest entry settings, meaning that I'm running swing settings on each currency pair on its individual $500 account. And I'll show you what swing settings mean if that sounds like a new lingo to you in a minute. But I wanted to get the most data. So you can see looking at GBP AUD here, it went ahead and did 1.19% this week, just running that currency pair by itself on a $500 account. We look at GBP JPY. Well, it only did 0.10%, not a lot, right? But we're able to look at the data. And I go over here and we take a look at GBP NZD, and we did 2.71% last week on that currency pair by itself, running the swing settings on GearBox. We take a look here in GBP USD last week, had a 4% gain just by itself. And these are individual gearboxes just running each currency pair. So I can get the most precise data and feedback for you every single week on what's going on in the market. I know what anyone could be experiencing and any trades they could be in using any of the swing or sniper or super sniper strategies that do exist within the GearBox software. Now we take a look at this is GBP CAD, and it did 2% last week. So the point is, I'm not going to go into every single currency pair with you guys. My goal is to put out MyFX books that are public here in the near future to show you guys this data and let you track each currency pair. But I do want to showcase a lot of this so you guys can see this is real. We are testing each and every single one. Here was USD CAD. Okay, USD CAD has us in some drawdown. Yeah, it might have closed some trades, but right now it's in some floating drawdown. We look at NZD USD, and it did 0.8%. Now, the data that I wanted to show to you guys and where these entries are coming from. I'm going to show you a picture real quick here. And this is all data. I don't know why it's displaying like this though here. There we go. This is data that has been being accumulated on GearBox for almost a year, where these were all the different gear entries each currency pair had ever taken. Running the different, pretty standard conservative setting. These were the different gears and the ranges and where it took trades. So simply where GearBox is doing when I say a swing entry is we're talking about for these currency pairs entering on a gear 2. We're skipping the first entry and the second entry. We're not actually taking a real trade on our account until it would have entered here, which think about it, most cost averaging martingale-based strategies would have had drawdown here and here. You're entering here with a much higher chance of probability of a quick retracement with a swing. Sniper, you're waiting till a gear 3 on those specific currency pairs, and super here. And then you have some of your more volatile pairs, GBP AUD, GBP NZD. You're waiting all the way till a 5, a 6, a 7 before you're even getting into a trade, which is what's allowing this to basically run the way it is. But like I said, each of these pairs I'm testing individually right now on swing, just so I know what anyone could be experiencing, because what most people are doing with GearBox and the strategy most people will be using is typically going to be sniper and running all of these at once. Now, you're not ever going to be trading all of these at once, but you will be trading them all at once in what's known as a ghost server. But your live or demo account, if I go in here, will actually be running all of them, all 24, scanning them for entries. But you see right now, this is a 346 euro account, and it's only trading CHF JPY. This is on super sniper settings. Well, it's actually scanning all of these pairs for entries. Like if we look at Euro USD, it actually is in a buy gear 4 on Euro USD. But the reason it hasn't entered it is because we're only allowing currently one max pair to trade at any given time in the real market. So behind the scenes in what's known as a ghost server, which I'll show you now, you can actually see the trades behind the scenes. Now you have the visual display right here on every currency pair of what trades are in the ghost server, but to actually describe to you and make you understand what a ghost server is, I'm just going to give you an example. You can see behind the scenes, GearBox is trading in the notepad. It is trading in the notepad, taking trades, and it waits until your specified entry to actually enter that on the real trades, as well as a bunch of other risk parameters in place. So to get into it, this is as well a $53,000 live account running right now. And this account's up 4.5% this week with floating profit right now. No drawdown. This is in real time. I could close all of these trades out and go out of this week with no open trades into election week right now if I wanted to. For me, I'm very confident in the GearBox strategy. I'll go ahead and let it run now. I'm going to show you guys the MyFX books of some of these accounts. And these, again, these are accounts running sniper strategy. They are trading. I'm making sure. Oh, you only see the data sheet. Wow. I just realized that myself. Nothing's better than visual. So this is the $53,000 account I was talking about here. And we're up 4.5% floating right now. I'll go back. I was showing you guys as well the 356 euro account right now. It's in a little drawdown. It's on Super Sniper. But as I was saying, even though it is trading all 24 of these pairs, you can see that it's actually only entering one at a time on Super Sniper. So it can only trade one currency pair at a time, even though Euro USD right now is on a buy 4, which would have met the entry settings. As I say, enter any gears above 3. So right now, Euro USD would have entered a trade, but it's not entering a trade because I have max pairs trading at the same time set to 1, which means that even though the setup is there, it's waiting for CHF-JPY to complete its setup. So if I closed these trades right now, instantly, whatever currency pair here is at the next highest gear. So if we go and look, okay, GBP USD is at 3. That wouldn't meet the entry requirements. So that's not going to trigger. But you can see on the display in real time where these trades are happening. Someone's saying you guys can still only see the data Excel sheet. No, there we go. Okay, you guys see it. Now I'm going to get into the MyFX books on some of these accounts. I'll go ahead and show you a few more live ones just running here. These are all 24 pair setups. This account is a swing account. It is running swing settings instead of sniper, but it's running it on all 24 majors and minors here as well. And this account, I'll show you the MyFX book on. It's almost actually up 30%. It was a 10K starting account that started about 2.5 months ago. Let me go to all history. Give me a second here. And you can see right there, that deposit was made then, and 803 was its first trade. And it is now up 30%, which is pretty incredible. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys the MyFX books to many of these. This actually is what I would call more moderate risk. And all I did is I'm running the sniper strategy. But what I'm doing is I'm actually allowing 6 pairs to trade at once on this account. So you can look, and even with the active $89 drawdown, this account is still up on weekly floating, almost 2% right now. And it's running sniper strategy. But again, I am allowing 6 max pairs trading at any time currently on this account. As well, I've also been testing that same strategy, but even what I would call more moderate on a smaller balance, where I'm using swing settings. So you're getting into the trades earlier than, say, a sniper strategy where it's waiting for a more precise entry, but you're more likely to take more trades. And as well on that account here, on the week, we're up a little over 1% and only in about $96 current floating negative trades right now. And I'm just going to get right into sharing some of the MyFX books here. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a surprise. And I know you guys saw an announcement that we were testing GearBox on the live Auvoria Prime servers. So my question is, does anyone want to see me do a quick validation of, say, a GearBox to show you guys the API it working real quick on the Auvoria Prime servers? All right, well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you this. This is on the dev server. All we have to do is just change a few codes around and it will work on the live server. But we wanted to make sure everything was working as it should. So this is actually going to be my first time doing it on the VPS I'm about to share with you guys right now. Righty. So if you guys can all see my screen right now, let me know. I just want to make sure before I do this, you all see this here. Yeah, okay, awesome. You see it. So as you guys can see, we're here on the FX Auvoria X Auvoria Connect VPS, and we're just going to go through a quick validation here, and everything is okay with this test. Yep, we went ahead and we got the code here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and go to this link. This may be a different link than you're used to seeing, as this is me just testing something on the back end. And I just went ahead and authorized. So that screen just went away. And as you can see, license is valid and it opened a ghost trade immediately. So we are running in real time on the Auvoria Prime servers. Everything just validated in front of you guys. We're now just going ahead and separating the international and the MAV version from each other into their respective platforms and putting the live server credentials in it. And we're going to sync it up, and it's going to be time. So hopefully by tonight, you guys should be able to get access, if everything goes smooth, to choosing GearBox as an EA. And then by Sunday, you should have all the videos, all the education, and the ability to set it up with the files. So you won't have access to the GearBox file tonight, most likely, but you should, if everything again goes smooth in the next few hours, have access to choose this as an EA for the upcoming market week, and then have access by Sunday to all the videos, education, and the setup. Now, I'm going to get into the MyFX books, and we're going to go from there into a Q&A session after. But let me get into some of these MyFX books. All right, so I actually think I might reorganize these, or maybe it didn't. I want to first get into the 250 Super Sniper. So this is a $250 account. Now I'm only allowing a maximum of one pair to be traded at a time. You can see this account, started here August 7th, and it's been running since August 7th. It had a max drawdown of 24.26% right now on the MyFX book here, and it's up 38% on a $250 balance. Now, again, like I said, it may not pay for one license fee running that conservatively, but the point is to show it can work on any size balance. It's only taken 34 trades here, very precise, has a 5 profit factor. And as you can see, it's won 88% of the trades that it has taken. And, it's done very incredible just running one max pair trading at any single time. Now, I'm going to show you this $500 sniper. And this account was, for this time period, actually only allowing one maximum pair to trade at a time. But recently, I have decided that for a $500 balance, I would switch to 2 max pairs trading at a time after really analyzing the risk a lot deeper with the sniper strategy and the starting lot size in the real market. This account as well has gone up 30%, up 148, 48 in the same time period. Same thing, about 34 trades. but its profit factor is at 29 as it's won 91% of these trades and had a much smaller drawdown. Now, to get into some of the larger accounts, this is a 10K sniper gearbox. Now, I did turn this off up until, again, recently. It hasn't, I just turned it back on this week, and it hasn't closed any trades yet this week. It got into some nice sniper trades that will probably swing next week. And the point is, it's had a 3.51% drawdown, and in 1 month had done 11%. I just turned that one back on. But I'll show you some that have been running through most of this. They've only been off for maybe a week and a half during different developments and things like that. This is that $53,000 live account you saw. In fact, it hasn't updated. It's actually up more. As you saw, it had just closed some trades when I showed you and was up to 53,000 balance. And this is still showing 52,716. This has a 15 profit factor, only taken 66 trades. But what's most incredible is if you're somebody who's maybe trading with a larger balance, I look for low lot exposure, not just low drawdown, but how many lots is it actually putting into the market? And the reason for that is that really is your risk. How much are you risking in the trades you take? And you can see this account's only taken in almost 3 months now, 30 lots. And it's up over 30% now once it updates, with a 5% drawdown running the sniper strategy, scanning all 24 currency pairs. So just absolutely incredible. And again, I have had this account off for probably up to 2 weeks of different time periods as I was making updates to the software and finalizing final little bugs and things as we got it ready for retail rollout. I showed you guys a 1,500 euro account that I've been allowing 6 pairs to trade. In fact, this one has not updated. So let me actually go force an update real quick to show you this. Sometimes MyFX Book does this, so I'm going to teach you guys something new today. If any of your FX books ever get stuck, you don't see them updating, just simply go in here and go to Edit and hit Connect. And nope, too many requests, try again later. Nope, that's why it's not updating. Okay, well, the point is that account is definitely up much more than what was shown there. It hadn't updated since the 5th. Sometimes, yeah, I know David said keep hitting it. I normally hit it like 10 times, but I didn't know if I wanted to sit here and hit it 10 times with you guys on the call. But maybe it does it this time. It takes 20 some time for me. That's funny. Yeah, no, that's how it goes sometimes. It looks like it actually might go through this time. But that is how you do it if it ever freezes like that. And sometimes you sit here. Oh, there we go. Like you said, David, hit it one more time. That's all you needed. All right. Yeah, big jump there. This account's now up 45%. It's had a max 6 drawdown. Now, this is a swing account. This is it started as a 1,500 euro account, running the swing settings. At first, I started it with 3 max pairs trading, and then quickly I said, okay, I'm going to run 6 and make this one of those, more moderate accounts. And so it's trading 6 max pairs at a time. Still great profit factor. It's only won 78% of the trades. It has taken 204 trades, but as well, it's been pretty low lot exposure, even on swing, getting into earlier entry trades. It's only put 3.69 lots in the market to get that result, which is just absolutely incredible. And then this is the $2,000 sniper that I showed you guys. It actually started in 1950 euro deposit here, and that account is now up 62%. And keep in mind, this one did start in June, but I had turned it off for over a month and probably 3 weeks early on during different developments, which I'll show you here. It was off pretty much 90% of June, and I think I turned it on for 1 week in August. So a little over a month and a half, it was actually off during that period right there while I was making new updates and developments to the software. But as you see, again, this account's been running these strategies and has been doing incredible as well. So you're going to get access to all of these strategies. And when I say access to all this, you're going to be able to actually, let me go over here. and find us 2211. Here we go. Actually, I think I have it right here. You're going to get all of these presets. So when you're setting up GearBox, it's going to be very simple. You're going to actually go ahead and just choose what strategy you want to use. Now I'm going to discuss these real quick. These are all preset to max pairs trading, respectively. 250 is at 1 max pair trading by default. Sniper is at 500s at 2. And swinging up on 1,000 is going to be 3 max pairs trading. If you want to trade more than that at a time, you'll have to set that yourself. This will put the entries, and it's all based on the data I showed you before. Now, what is a double TP and what is a ghost plus real? I do want to discuss this real quick. On all the accounts I have shown you so far, we have been using ghost plus real trades. The reason for this is it is a much larger swing. Why? And to give you another visual and a simple example, when we are taking these trades in what's known as the ghost server, it's going to calculate the take profit either based on the ghost trades being open, meaning that when it closed, let's say you said, I want to enter gear 4 only. It's going to calculate the gear 4's take profit based on as if it thinks it's in drawdown on 0, 1, 2, and 3 and has to get out of those all profitably when it swings. Now, if you do real trades double take profit, it's going to base the take profit based on if none of these trades existed and just go for what it would have gone for as a normal trade on its own and then double it. So what the difference between these is using ghost plus real, you may stay stuck in a trade longer. You might see there's times where your trades are in floating profit and you don't close them. And there's a lot, there could be, I've seen one time I had 5% floating profit open in trades. And, I was like, do I close it or do I let it run to the take profit? And sometimes you might close those manually if you want, if you're using ghost plus real. What real double will do for somebody who maybe never is going to be as hands-on with this or understands is it's going to get in and out of the trades a lot quicker, which means it'll also get into more trades sooner that are also good setups because it's going to go for a much smaller trade. So it's going to get in and out using real double take profit versus ghost plus real. But as I said, you're going to have access to all of these templates. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn to the Q&A and open this up for questions and comments and get into anything else you guys want to see that I've talked about so far here. And we'll go into that. So let me take a look at all the questions coming in. I see one of the questions early on. Philip asked, does it give alerts of super sniper entries from Ghost Server in case I want to enter on my own trades manually on the account? Philip, if you are using the MAV version of GearBox, you will still see the trade alerts come. Even if your max pairs trading is deployed, it'll still send you an alert. If you accidentally hit accept, it won't enter it. If you hit decline, it obviously won't enter it. So if your max pairs is already deployed, it will still send you those. So actually you would be able to enter those manually on another account. Yes. What are the risk tolerances for each type? Somebody asked what are the risks of the different types, swing, sniper, and super sniper. So to cover that very shortly and quick, the first thing I would say is that with the swing strategy, you are going to get into trades sooner. Could that be riskier? Yes. Could you possibly make more profit? Yes. So I would consider swing to be more of where you're getting into trades a lot easier. The reason I'm running swing on each of those individual accounts that are running one currency pair each, the $500 ones, is so I can see what anyone using the software would be experiencing using the earliest entry settings, right? So I can see what's going on in every single currency pair with the strategies being used. because all swing is like sniper and super sniper, just it takes an entry sooner. And super sniper was really just designed for tiny accounts like that $250 one. You could use it on a bigger one. Just it'll make money. But if you're looking to make more, see better returns, possibly, sniper will get into more trades. But again, also super waits longer. So inherently, the risk, I would say, becomes less with whatever one you're using as you go up the chain, because you're waiting for a much more precise entry to get into a trade. So let me go ahead and pull up this real quick as well. Oops. So when we're looking at, I'm just pulling back up this account. How many pairs for a $10,000 balance? So again, that's based on your strategy. What some people might want to do, if you go back to that data that I was talking about, where you had the different sheet and the different entries, you could choose to run the 24 majors and minors combined, or you could just run the 7 majors. Now, for me personally, the 7 majors, are going to be the most liquid, the most stable typically. Now, you also have the data on where they typically move with the software, so you can get the best entries. But as well, as I mentioned, the U.S. election is this week, so I would probably be more diversified in my trading. And I don't necessarily know if on USD pairs, this week I might even say for USD pairs, such as the majors, to maybe use Super Sniper for a most precise entry. Or if you're running a demo, if you're getting access to GearBox, run it through the elections on even swing or sniper if you want to really see how it handles volatility. Because again, like I said, GearBox is designed for volatility, which is one of my favorite things about it. News isn't so effective and detrimental to it like a lot of different products out there. Somebody asked, what do I recommend for moderate to aggressive, both under 1K account and 10K account? I can't recommend anything. First off, this is all just data. Everything I'm sharing with you is based on data and experience, and it's up to you to decide kind of what you want to do here. But when it comes to aggressive, the 2 real ways to increase risk using GearBox would be either to increase the lot size, or I would say to increase the max pairs trading. Those are really the 2 simplest ways to potentially increase returns while increasing a little bit of risk and not changing too much. So that's again up to you. Like I said, by default, we're very conservative. If you want to trade, instead of 3 max pairs, you want to trade 6, awesome, right? Just understand your risks. And a 10K account, sniper or swing, I'm doing both. Firsthand, I like seeing that different data, but it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to get in less trades and less lot exposure, sniper all day, right? Like what I did with this $50,000 account we're looking at. Do you enter higher level trade with the higher lot size or still the 0.01 per 1K? Oliver, I run a 0.01 per 1,000 on all of these accounts, as you can see, for the starting lot. That is the default standard for this strategy. Somebody asked about FTMO. I am working on some FTMO stuff. Once I've done it myself and can share it, I will share it with you guys on one of these calls. But I do know that GearBox with the right strategy would have success on FTMO. And if I was to just guesstimate how I would handle it running one of those FTMO demos to do it yourself, if you really wanted to immediately, I would probably stick to Super Sniper and the majors to stick under that drawdown limit and to have precise trades, or even just regular sniper and just run a lower lot size. What things I want to earn an average of 2 to 3% a week? What strategies for this goal? Again, this is all just based on historical data, my accounts that you've seen. Many of them have done that. So, what I'm sharing with you is what, you can use as well. Somebody asked about gearbox trading on gold XAU. To get into that, I have not, since early iterations, and I mean like 5 months ago, before I added so many new features to Gearbox, did I play with indices. I've really been focusing on the majors and the minors. But what I can tell you is I am going to start playing with testing demos on indices and things. And as I have some solid data, at least a month's worth of data, I will bring that to you guys, and that data will always be on live accounts. I don't like to bring demo data, so I will play with those on live accounts and find something that works and come share it with you guys. Because again, that by Gearbox's design, if you understand the average true range in most of these currency pairs, where they're most likely to have a reversal and a retracement, and you can calculate that and really find precise entries, you can design Gearbox to work on any currency pair, even outside of some of the forexes, such as indexes and different things, right? You just have to really understand those different moving pieces, and it's customizable to work really anywhere. The data folder, Ron, will not be accessible. That's why you have on the display here what ghost gear each currency pair is on. So you can actually see on the actual chart of each currency pair what trade they're in the ghost server behind the scenes. So we built that display as it's a very important display. So you can see, you know, what is going on, such as this one's in both a buy zero, gear zero, and the sell gear. So it's going both ways on Euro Swiss franc. You can see that in the ghost server, but none of those trades are open here on my live account. Yeah, somebody asked, is it possible to develop a short Gearbox for Dummies document explaining different settings? Hakan, Gearbox for Dummies, I think it's funny, but Gearbox is really designed to be super simple. And when you go through the setup process, it'll be very simple. A lot of what I'm explaining is more for the people who also understand Forex, but when it comes to the setup and the EA Academy you're going to go through, it's going to be super simplified, all the setup process, everything. So don't worry about it. When you're going in to set this up, everything will be very easy, to the point, and you won't have to question too much to get up and running and see success. How can you set the preset option without the option folder? So Ron, all you'll do is when you click here, you'll go to load, and you'll just see the different templates here, and you'll be able to choose them. And what's really nice is if when you look back at that data sheet, which will be accessible to everybody, you actually don't, the way you'll go through the setup process is you won't need to actually load each individual pair, because many of the pairs have the same sniper or swing entry. So if you by default load up all of them with the Gearbox opener, which you'll see in the setup video with the default setting, then you'll just have to change it for those ones like GBP, AUD, GBP CAD, some of the ones where the entry is not the same. But if you actually look at the data, a lot of the different currency pairs have the same entry, so you won't have to individually load into each. Just a few of them you have to change. Let me see. We had a lot of questions in the question thing. I'm in the chat. Let me get back to the questions here. All right. A bunch of people I see asked about starting a lot. I covered that. Are you updating presets every week, or are you getting a new? I see. Great question. So for example, this week with election week, I said for some people, maybe you might want to use Super Sniper if you want to run on the USD pairs, the majors. I'm not updating the presets every week. No, this is entries based on over a year of data on these different currency pairs. And really the only way I would tell anyone to update any of the entries is really going if there was some crazy news like the elections, such as maybe use Super Sniper on the majors, because you're just waiting for such a precise entry. If that happens, awesome, you're gonna have a great day. But at the same time, you're able to really trade through all volatility. It's designed for volatility. My design and everything Gearbox was, I got so tired of not sleeping sometimes, because it's like, oh, this crazy last minute news events happening right now, and all of a sudden everyone's freaking out. Someone's in drawdown, now they're in more drawdown, right? So I had this goal in mind to find a way to capitalize where most of the stressful experience in using sometimes expert advisor software could come in with, my history. I've tested at this point, I'd say 5 dozen different expert advisor softwares. And, I really just took everything I loved and hated and said, let's find something that is customizable to work on anything. What is a great amount to start with to trade? So Vicky, personally, I'll tell you, yes, it can work on 250. It can work on 500. Is that the safest? Absolutely not. I mean, a black swan event could have a negative effect on such a small account. I would say the safest is always going to be when using any form of strategy like this to have at least $1,000 really in the game. But again, it can work. And it has been working with 250 and 500, and data suggests that it's not any more dangerous than using some of the other products in the market with more money. So we really wanted to allow people to see it work on small balances as well, so that people could really get belief that maybe need it without putting too much skin in the game at first. I see Merska as well asked, would you exclude USD pairs this coming week or trust the sniper? You could exclude them entirely. I mean, that's the safest route, absolutely. But if you still wanted to potentially capitalize on a great trade setup, if you look at the data, I mean, super sniper on the USD pairs, I'm going to take a look right now, and I'm going to reshare that sheet with you guys because I believe it's such a powerful spreadsheet is all of that data. So let me pull that back up real quick here. Oh yeah, this is full screen, so it's not gonna. Let me switch back over here. All right, desktop 2. So if we take a look back at this data and we look at the USD pairs, all right, super snipers, the red entries. You're waiting till at least a gear 4 entry on AUD USD. You're waiting on Euro USD to gear 4. You're waiting in GBP all the way to gear 6. And all the rest are still gear 4. So, I mean, these are you see historically in a year, I mean, that only happened a few times as well. So if it was to happen, it would potentially be a great trade setup. And even if it went to the highest ones it's reached on some of those, you could handle it. And that's really what to look at as well. You're not in this whole movement. Even if it goes here, you're just catching this part of the movement, right? So it's just, you could do super. And again, if you're using demo, which everyone I would recommend always with any brand new software, use a demo at least a week. I would go ahead. It's election week. Test your heart out on a demo and put it to the test. Even run it in sniper if you want. I mean, if you really want to put it to the test, I mean, you can go swing. Just know you might get caught in one of these moves right here from a 2 to a 7. So, right, I would go super all day on the USD pairs for election here. Let me keep going through the questions. How many pairs supposed to be used for? So I see a lot of people are still kind of confused on this. They're asking how many pairs per balance. So with the strategy I'm sharing for 250 and 500 and up, I'm telling you, you can scan all 24 pairs. You can have all 24 pairs open, scanning for entries, but your risk setting is how many you're allowing to trade at once on your live account. So it'll trade behind the scenes in what's known as the ghost server, but on your live account, it will only trade as many currency pairs as you allow it. So in this example, max pairs trading at the same time as 3. Even though I'm scanning 24, I can only ever enter 3. And you see I have 3 open right now. I have Euro USD, USD CHF, and AUD JPY. There might be other trades that meet my entry requirements on these other pairs right now, but I'm not in them because I'm only allowing 3 max pairs trading. So you can put all 24 if you even had a 250 or 500 balance. Some people might choose to even only run the 7 USD pairs long term, or some people might, like I said, not run the USD pairs at all. It's all kind of customizable to you, but again, you have the presets for all 24 majors and minors that are most common and popular here. Um, Jordan asks, so the main difference between double TP and Ghost plus Real is essentially how hands-on you'll be. It's not how hands-on you'll be. It's more, when I say more hands-on, I mean a lot of people with Ghost plus Real might close trades manually sometimes, just to get into new trades because they say, oh, that trade setup's in 1% floating profit, 2% floating profit. That's good enough for me. Let's get into the next trade setup, right? Whereas double TP is going to be in and out of trades a lot sooner. It's not going to be lingering in a large swing trade. This is, if you look at some of these take profits on, say, an entry such as Euro USD here on a level 5, I mean, you can see we're going for a very large swing trade for the most part when it comes to our take profit price and where we entered the market. You can see that's pretty large move. And that's how it's always going to go. It's going to be looking for larger moves when you're taking later entries on Ghost plus Real. So you're just going to stay in the trade longer if you're using Ghost plus Real, and you might close trades manually sometimes. I have accounts that run Ghost plus Real I never even look at, and they hit their take profit when they hit their take profit. But again, that's why I said more hands-on. Some people might just look at it more and go close it, whereas other people might just want to run double TP and get in and out of trade sooner. Could GearBox work on cryptocurrencies? Again, I don't have any data to support that. If you're a crypto expert and you understand some of the more stable major coins and, actual price action and movement and ATR, all these different things, then you could possibly customize it to work on that. Absolutely. But for the most part, we want to look at a lot of historical data to understand price movement and structure and different retracement reversal points in the market with these different currency pairs. According to your experience and data, if you run all pairs in your sniper, how large does your account need to be in order to enable all trades and meet the gear threshold? Again, I just answered that. You can run all the pairs, just limit your max pairs trading. Somebody asked what a ghost gear -1 is. So when you see ghost gear -1, what that means is that it's not in a trade at all. So you can see ghost gear buy 0. So we're in a level 0 trade. So the first trade in a setup, we're in the ghost server on a buy. There is no sell open. That's what -1 means. It means there's no trade open in the ghost server. That's a sell. Now, if you were to see buy 0 and sell 0, you could tell it's hedging and it's playing both sides of the market in the ghost server. Roger asked, how many pairs is a 40K account allowed to trade at the same time? So you can't, it's not about trading more pairs at the same time as your account balance increases. I'm running this 50K account allowing max 3 because that's my default sniper, strategy. Anything over 1,000, you can run 3, but when you run more than 3, that's up to your risk. 6 is really the max I would ever run on any account. And again, that's a more moderate strategy. And you could either stick to 3 and increase your lot size, or you could keep the lot size and increase max pairs to 6. And that would be the more moderate strategy, in my opinion, here. Any difference for 150K plus? No. In fact, if you were trading over 150, I'd maybe go to a 0.01 per 2K, just because a lot of brokers lower leverage, even though the drawdown's low anyways. You just want to have lower lot exposure when you have lower leverage, or maybe I'd stick to 0.01 per 1K on over 100K balance, but maybe go to super sniper, right? Just because you do have a lower leverage. So you want to limit your exposure into the market as well. Does time frame matter? Sorry if this is an answered question already. Actually, I've not covered that. All of the data I've displayed to you guys is on the daily time frame. Daily is always going to be the most accurate. With GearBox, it is looking for larger moves. It's a more, what I would say, institutional strategy, the way it trades. And because of that, I would stick to the daily time frame. You're looking for longer trades. You're not looking to get in and out necessarily always. You're looking for larger plays in the market, and you want to have the most accurate read on the market. So I would stick to the daily charts. And yes, that question asked there. So I see the gears are showing in your Excel sheet. Those are based on 1.35 range and 1.15 lot multipliers. This is data from what time frame, and that is all from daily time frame as well. I believe that is, yes, the gear relates to the level range between the trades. So a gear is simply the level. So you see buy gear level 4. So why we say gear is, you get to choose what gear you want to enter on. So think about it as like driving a car. You have a gearbox to shift. And that was kind of the original funny thought process. You shift into what gear you want to go into. I'd tell you guys a funny joke, but I wanted to name it Shift Box originally, and somebody told me that sounded too much like it would get made fun of. So if you guys get where that's going, I decided to call it Gearbox. Does it take double trades? Oliver, I understand the question you're asking, and no, it doesn't take double trades. If you see any on this account, it was a bug in 9961, which was fixed. But no, the final version does not take any double trades. So I understand that question. If I have one active pair trading with 24 scanning and it reaches TP, can I see which trade it would take next? Another great question. If you have one active pair trading with 24 scanning and it reaches TP, can I see which trade it would take next? If the criteria have been met on other pairs. So this is actually a different answer depending on international gearbox or the USA MAV version of gearbox. So to keep it simple and very short, if you're using the MAV version, you're going to get an alert anytime a trade setup meets your criteria to enter. And even if you hit accept, if your max pairs has already been reached, it will not enter that next trade. That notification will just go away and a new one will appear at some point when it's time for that trade. If you hit decline, again, a new one will reappear the next time it reaches your trade setup. Now, if you're using the international version, what it's going to do is it's going to actually go ahead and it's going to look at what the next highest gear is open in the Ghost server that meets your trade criteria, and it's going to enter that on your real account there. Is there any assumption regarding leverage since everyone? Hakan, there is an assumption regarding leverage for most of the normal settings, which is explained in the setup videos. For the most part, Gearbox is designed for at least 1 in 200 leverage, and most of the times 1 in 500. When I say for 100K balance, I would either decrease lot or increase entry to Super Sniper. That is based on the fact that most brokers will lower leverage to 1 in 100 or even less at 100K. But for the most part, Gearbox is designed for a 1 in 200 to 1 in 500 balance, and it can work on 1 in 100 again with lower lot exposure or more precise entries. Somebody asked, why is there a gear A and a gear B? So gear A and gear B are actually what somebody was previously asking if there were double trades. It'll never take a sell gear A and a sell gear B at the same time in the same direction. But they do exist because they are two different algorithms that are triggering different trades. So let's say a sell gear A closed and a sell gear B was possible to enter, it could enter. But you'll never see a sell gear A or a sell gear B going the same direction at the same time, or a vice versa buy. They cannot exist in A and a B at the same time, but they do both exist. They're two separate algos that are triggering different trades within the software. Somebody said, could it be possible in the future to be able to prioritize pairs as not all can be entered due to max pairs allowed? Well, if you want to prioritize pairs, the best thing would be to use the MAV version, as you can choose what pair enters after you see one closes, right? It'd be a more hands-on strategy, but that's what you'd be able to do if you wanted to prioritize. Is I would use the MAV version, the US version of Gearbox. Somebody said jumped on late. When is this going to be available? Eric, hopefully you're going to get access later tonight to be able to choose GearBox as an EA you want to set up for Sunday. And by Sunday, before market open, if everything goes smooth tonight, you'd be able to set it up for market open. So we are looking to get everything finalized tonight. We will know very soon. And once that's done, you all get a notification if it happens. But the goal again is for you all have access to this Sunday at market open. And it looks very good. So I showed earlier in this call us actually logging into the API in real time here. So it's going to be exciting. But I believe, let me make sure we covered everything that is very important to go over today. But I think the last thing to really just cover here is that it is election week. If you do go ahead and get access to this product, please use a demo account as it is election week. You're right. I don't want anyone brand new week, brand new software going into a rough week such as election week and not using a demo. But I do think it's very important for you to all see how the product can perform during a volatile week such as a US election week. As I mentioned, I'm going to be running my accounts live that I've shown you, and I'm running almost $200,000 right now live in GearBox. So I'm going to be running my accounts live. I might turn off this 50K account. I haven't decided. I might decrease my lot size. I probably am just going to decrease my lot size and let it run or go to Super Sniper. I have not officially actually decided how I'm going to handle the largest of my accounts, but all my other ones, I'm going to run them the current way they are because I want to provide that data to all of you. And again, for all of you, please use the data if you get access to this for Sunday market open. And with that being said, I think we've covered every single thing here. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Friday morning with us. And I look forward to seeing you hopefully Sunday before market open and helping many of you get this thing up and running. Have a wonderful night.